it has this like different smell. I'm finally recording after getting home from the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival held in Rhinebeck, New York. If you had the chance to say hello to me and let me know you watch this podcast, I just want to thank you so much for putting yourself out there and saying hi, because it was such a joy to meet some of you. And my face hurts from smiling, remembering the short moments where I got to interact with people that enjoy my YouTube channel. If you've never heard of me before and you're just discovering my channel, you can find me on social media. My name's Tayloreowen on Ravelry, Instagram, and Twitter. I love to knit garments, and in another future video, I'll share with you the things that I'm currently making. But in this video, I want to share footage of my weekend in the Hudson Valley and the things that I did bring home with me from the festival. So if you're interested in that, please keep watching. If you enjoy this content, do give it a thumbs up. It really helps me grow my channel here on YouTube. And I'm gonna insert footage now of Rhinebeck at the Sheep and Wool Festival, and then I'm gonna go into the things that I purchased from the festival. So thanks for watching.
But they can certainly get in the way, and they can certainly become dangerous. You want horns that are high, wide, and handsome, because narrow horns catch legs. Horns that are too close to the skull could actually catch debris or grow into the skull. So you would have to cut them back. So you want horns that are clean sweep, nice and wide, so they're safe, and they actually do their jobs. They're a combination back scratcher and heat regulator. Goat horns have a blood vessel going up into their heads. And in the middle of the summer, they put a lot of blood up there to try to cool off. Because goats can sweat, but under all that hair, that's not doing them much good. So running blood up into the horns as the air goes by helps cool them off. Alright, so for the folks who are just joining us, what you're going to be seeing now is first place in babies, yearlings, and adult does. So the ones who were born this year, last year, and anything previous. And the judge has to decide which one of those is the best and wins a chair.
The outers you did, the number's gonna be 41. 41. Next up, we have at 56.
Yeah, he's 6 months old. Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh, her name is. Yeah.
I was very lucky to have a friend to stay with this year. Otherwise, I don't think that we would have gone. Just booking hotels is sometimes tough, and that weekend is really hard to find a really great room, especially if you're not sure month after month if you're gonna go. I've booked a few Airbnbs over the years, and none are ones I would repeat, to be completely honest. We were really happy to stay with Blair and her husband and their new baby, and it was great to like see people. It was the best Rhinebeck that I've ever had. And I'm not a very religious person. I'm not a wackadoo spiritual whatever, but I do have this deep faith, and I felt like there was this guiding force that just put me in the right place at the right time again and again and again. Of course, we get to the wool barn right away, and I've purchased a fleece. I'm going to just take a cut here and insert footage of that fleece so that you know more about that as I continue to tell the story of Rhinebeck. We continue shopping. Then we got lunch, and I was like, when is Christy doing her video? And I check Instagram, and it's in 10 minutes. So I'm like, perfect. We're fed, we're ready for something new, and we're gonna go be in Christy's video. And then after that, we were just kind of shopping again through all the barns. I try to hit every single barn once at the very least, because I want to see it all. And we stumbled across the pom-pom lecture with Gudrun Johnson and Mary Jane Mucklestone, like right as it was starting, which felt like, my goodness, I would have been so sad if I just didn't even know it was happening and missed that opportunity. In recent videos, I brought it down with me. I talked about purchasing this book, The Shetland Trader. This is the third book of this, I guess, series. And I purchased this as soon as I could, and it arrived just before the weekend. And I didn't bring it knowing Gudrun Johnson was there signing things, because in the past, when designers are signing books, they're kind of like at the book booth. And I didn't want to bring it and anyone think I didn't pay for it because I didn't get it there. So I was just like overthinking things, and in my anxiety left this at home. But I did get a picture with Gudrun Johnson. And she invited to the stage Mary Jane Mucklestone, who I have already knit one of her sweaters. I'm wearing it today. It's Jenny at the Fair. And like, sometimes you know of people and you know like they must be cool, but then you hear them like speak and you're like, wow, this woman is so cool. Like, I wish I could find those exact pleated corduroy high-waist pants. It's rare that you see in person a literal fashion icon and celebrity, and I felt like I just got to watch two of them speak forever. And they mentioned Ella Gordon, and I was wearing her cowl, and I was just like, this is a full Fair Isle moment happening here, and that's something that excites me. So I got a really big high off of that moment of the festival. One of the first things that I brought home was, of course, my fleece. When you're shopping for a fleece at any festival, you want to be there as fast as you can, because the good ones go quickly. And I didn't even know if I wanted to bring a fleece home, because if you're shopping for fine wool, you're typically finding fleeces that are about 6 to 10 pounds, and that is a lot of wool to wash, and it takes many hours. I didn't think I would buy a fleece, but I was looking at the lamb's wool fleeces of the Gotland breed, and they just took my breath away. They were gorgeous, super soft. And the one that I found and chose to bring home is of the most gorgeous and consistent color. I'm gonna try to show it to you now just while I'm talking, but I do want to give you close-ups if I can as well. This, of course, is the fleece in its unwashed form, still in the bag. And I did take the time overnight to do a cold soak of a few locks, and in the morning I poured that water into one of my garden beds, and then I did another soak with a little bit of my wool wash. So this is nice and clean. It smells much better than the raw wool, and I do anticipate sampling a little bit of this. It's still not quite perfectly dry. I don't want to start to manipulate the fibers until it's completely dry. So I'm gonna give this a little bit more time to kind of air out, but it is so soft, and I can't decide if I'm gonna do a hand carding moment or a hand combing moment, but I will spin this sooner than later. I think I want to make a cardigan or sweater, but I'm still unsure. I just don't know. Something to say about this fleece is that it has an odor unlike any other fleece I've ever brought home, and I think that's because this animal might have only been 6 or 7 months old, and it probably still had like remnants of its birth on it, to be completely honest. It has this like different smell. You can tell by the look on my face that it smells. And if you can't tell, the color of this fleece is very consistent throughout. I'm really excited to lay it out and see if I can kind of lay it down in the shape of the animal. You can see a little bit of a sun bleaching on the tips here, but it's very consistent, especially compared to the few other lamb's wool fleeces that were available. Now I'm in the process of preparing a short little video about how I anticipate washing this. So if you're interested in seeing how I wash my fleeces, do please subscribe to my channel. I will have a video uploaded on that soon. Every year I go to the festival, I try to bring home a wool wash. This is Euclid, a jasmine fragrance, and it's quite lovely. It's very feminine. It just smells like clean clothes. And then the next thing that I purchased is this gorgeous shawl pin, hairpin. This is the designer's business card and their contacts. You can pause the screen. And I love this shawl pin so much because I have many sticks that I wear in my hair. I kind of whittle these shawl pins out of sticks, but they do kind of treat the hair badly. They kind of tug on the hair and rip it out, and I'm sure that they break the hair some. So I really am excited to have another metal hairpin that, but this one matches my glasses, and I don't have any other gold hairpins yet. So in retrospect, I would have maybe bought more of these. I think they were 2 for $40, and I paid $22 for this hairpin. So, you know, it's not the most affordable hair accessory, $22, but where else am I gonna find a handmade, like old world moment like this one, other than a stick I find on the ground? I did purchase yarn at the festival. I got two 2-ounce skeins from Catskill Merino. This yarn is grown in the Hudson Valley of New York State. The Saxon Merino flock there is rare in our nation. There's not many of this particular breed, and they make very, very fine and very soft wool. This wool was spun at Green Mountain Spinnery, which is one of my favorite mills in the US. It's one of the few. I'm really excited to knit with this. I'm gonna make Brian a hat. I think it might have cables, and I think I'm gonna try to just come up with my own favorite combination of cables and I don't know, decreases and such. And that is everything I bought at the festival. That's it. Oh, I just lied. I bought a $200 dog bed. This is a pelt that I purchased directly from the shepherd or shepherdess. They have a farm in Maine between Portland and Acadia, I think she said. I don't know if it's on the card here, but this is an Icelandic pelt, and I have the business card for the farmer. This pelt cost me $200, and my dog loves to sleep on it. I'll insert a little clip of it on the couch where we have this now in our home. On our way from the festival back to Blair's, we were driving through Rhinebeck and we stumbled across a yard sale, and I said, "Brian, please stop," and he said, "Do you want me to turn around?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And the first thing that I picked up on the table was this needlepoint pillow. It's in perfect condition. It doesn't smell bad. It just is perfect, and it was tagged at $6, so I thought, yes, please, I would like to have that. And then I saw this coat rack. It didn't have a price tag on it. She said to me, "I just put that out. It hasn't had a while for people to shop, so I will give this to you for $12. And I was like, okay, $12. I didn't know how much cash we had because I don't carry cash, and I just expect Brian to buy these for me. And he had $20 exactly. So I was like, okay, I'm at 18. I'm gonna keep looking. Maybe I don't want the $12 coat rack. Maybe I have to put it back for something else. And we were about to pay, and I was like, oh wait, I forgot to look at this one fixture of clothes. And on that fixture hanging was this bag, full on needlepoint around the bottom, the sides, working clasp. Inside is in great condition. Later on, I found too that it had a matching coin purse, also in great condition. It smells a little old. I need to find a way to kind of deodorize it. I'm not sure if you have a suggestion for me. I would love to know. I did do a wipe down with apple cider vinegar. Maybe repeat it with the Mrs. Meyer's. Once I fully deodorize this bag, it might make a really nice project bag. I can see myself storing all my notions in these little pockets here. It's just kind of exciting. I think that it might even be possible to hold it open and knit from it like that. Anyway, so this was priced at $3, which brought the total up to $21, and she gave it to me for $20. So I was on cloud 9 when I found this bag. The last 2 years that I've gone to Rhinebeck, I've brought home vintage floral handbags. So I don't know, that's gonna be a thing in my life now, I guess. I ran into Sydney on Instagram, known as Squidney Knits, I think. She's doing this Patreon that I just signed up for called Squid School of Vintage Knitting. I'm really excited to participate in this, I don't know, shared learning experience there on Patreon. So it was nice to kind of briefly meet her. We were both shopping in the Catskill Merino booth. After the festival, we went back to Blair and Elliot's house. We went out and had dinner. On Sunday, Brian and I got up early. We hit the road and we had breakfast in Beacon, New York, then shopped the little downtown area near where we were parked. And I did pick up a picture from this lovely shop. It was just the best morning ever to have gluten-free everything and, you know, shop little stores. And then we took the long way home through Pennsylvania, and we stopped and we did a hike, a really short one. It was really nice. I have some footage from that I'll insert here.
Oh shit! Oh!
Yeah.
Look at that.
So cool. Can you go all the way through?
Go maybe that's the way.
On the way back still, we stopped at a plant store, nursery thing, and they had a pony outside. And I picked up a gorgeous heuchera plant that I put out front in my front yard. It was this very vibrant purple, but it's now fading to like this green because we're a little bit more warm here. It's interesting, in Pennsylvania, only 3 hours north of where I live, it's a zone 4, which is very different than our zone 7B growing area. So I also purchased a begonia that's just out of reach, but this seems to be doing quite well since transplanting it into this pot. and putting it in the front window. I just really love this plant. It's so cool. I hope that it flowers and is happy living here in this window. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned, but this was not in the same shape that it is. I did sand it down just the tiniest bit by hand, and then I used this product on it called Restore Finish. With just a paper towel, I wiped it down to give it this nice, clean, very kind of polished look. I did not grease it or oil it because I was afraid that it might transfer to whatever is later on hanging from it. So I haven't done that, but I'm really happy to have one of these and to pay only $12 for a new coat rack of this size. I don't think I could have beaten that even if I tried. So hopefully this gets hung up soon, and I'll be sure to share it with you. I think I really, practiced self-control, and I got very, very lucky in my purchasing. I did promise Brian that I would knit a hat for him. I think it'll have cables because I love cables. Even though you can't really see much of a design when it's knit in black, I'll try to write a pattern maybe, and just take advantage of the fact that I have to knit something like a hat. I don't normally knit hats. I might keep it interesting and draft a pattern to share with you all. That's it for this video. I want to thank you so much for watching. You can find me on social media as Tayloreowen on Ravelry, Instagram, and Twitter. Of course, I'm selling this pattern on Ravelry, so if you like it, check it out. I have links to videos here that you might be interested in watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.